Hello and welcome to Hot Tea with Holly. I am Holly and I am having a very hot cup of tea today. It's a Tuesday morning. I am on the West Coast. I started my day with a double espresso oat milk latte. And so now I'm having round two, which is actually a nice, super strong cup of PG Tips. Thank you very much. If you're here for the first time, please say hello. And if you're watching this in playback, leave a comment down below. I'm Holly, and I'm here live every Tuesday 1 o'clock p.m. on the East Coast on my Holly Perkins fitness page on Facebook only. And then this gets reposted onto YouTube and onto my blog. So welcome, welcome. Super excited for today's conversation. This is a big one. This one has been requested quite a bit in my community. So in the past 30 years that I have been working with women, I have come to realize that there are a few things that are super fundamental, essential, and also critical for you in your quest to really create the body that you need to keep up with the life that you love. And one of the most impactful areas of your life that you can improve to improve your body is your digestion. This is also an area, a topical area that I hear from a lot of my clients and the women in my community. I swear, I think almost every single client that I work with or every single woman in my community has digestive issues. If you're here with me live and that's you, please leave a comment because I am astounded at how many women struggle with a variety of digestive issues. Been there, done that. It's still something that I absolutely have to stay on top of. And it's a huge part of why I eat, what I eat, and how I eat what I eat. The foods that you eat are everything about your digestive health. So if you struggle with any kind of digestive issues, whether it's bloating or gas, constipation, irregularity, upset stomach, painful abdomen, whatever it may be, any of those topics, I'm going to jump into 5 ways to relieve digestive issues for you today. These are powerful. Some of them are going to be a hair controversial, if you will. I definitely get some pushback on some of these. And what I can say is, after 30 years of working with women day in and day out, after a very extended career in the industries, a wealth of certifications in education, these are the principles that I have come to find work miracles. Whoosh, miracles. Miracles. The methods that I use around nutrition with my clients and the women in my community are profound. I have had some really huge turnarounds for some of my clients. I've had clients come to me in the past where they were struggling with years and years and years of abdominal pain. Doctors were putting them on drug after drug after drug, which was affecting their health. And yet they never got the issue cleared up. And there were a couple of things I did with their nutrition and boom, finished. So some of these approaches are a hair non-traditional, if you will, but they are the result of my combined education, experience, and knowledge in the fitness and nutrition industry. We're going to be focusing specifically on nutrition today and specifically some things you can do within your nutrition to relieve any digestive issues, whatever they are for you. So if you're here with me live today and you do suffer from any kind of digestive complaint, just pop it into the comment box and just let me know if this is you, what you struggle with, if you have specific questions, if there's anything you don't understand, because it's super, super common to be confused by this topic. So welcome. If you're here with me live, please say hello. Who is here today? Hi, guys. So happy to be here. Donna, so glad you are here. Sorry to have missed you guys last week. As you know, since I've been in Los Angeles, my schedule has been more erratic than normal, but I'm so glad that we are here. I'm so glad to be having my second cup of caffeine this morning. I definitely need it. Okay, so Donna, hello. Facebook user says my digestion has been really bad. So Facebook user, let me know who you are. I'm just curious. Is it Elizabeth? I probably know who you are. Christy Hertzberg, just having water today. Rebecca Lawrence, hello. Holly Miles, I'm having Peak Sun Goddess matcha on ice. Oh, I wonder what Peak Sun Goddess matcha is. I don't know it. Oh, Heidi, that's you. For some reason, it's showing you as Facebook user. All good. So glad it's you. Heidi, I don't think I knew you had really bad digestive issues. Good to know. I mean, I know you and I share a lot of health issues, but I didn't realize they showed up as overt health issues, digestive issues for you. So, hello, if you're here with me live, welcome. We are talking about 5 things that you can do to relieve digestive issues today. And I'm specifically going to be talking about nutrition and some nutritional habits that you can create or break that will improve your digestion. I promise. And while it sounds a little braggy, while it sounds maybe a little overly confident, the truth is I've had some really profound results with a lot of my clients over the years. And often, no, sometimes I was even a little surprised at how well we were able to turn around some of the worst digestive pictures in my clients ever. So this is a big conversation. This is for you if you deal with any kind of digestive issue, whether it's bloating, which I find is so common, gurgling, a noisy stomach, painful stomach, upset stomach 2 hours after eating, constipation, just irregularity in general, whatever that looks like for you, gas, anything. What we're going to start with first that's really important for you to understand is that if you have any discomfort coming from your digestive system or your tummy, that is a clue that there's something going on in your nutrition or your diet that's not working for you. It's clear as that because when your nutrition is running optimally, you should be able to eat a meal and not get bloated. You should be able to eat a meal and not have gas several hours later. Any kind of gas is basically a chemical reaction that's happening within your body that's gone awry. And that's what produces gas. It's a chemical reaction. And if your nutrition and your digestive health is right, you're not going to have any gas. Now, I do speak from personal experience. For those of you guys that have been in my industry or been in my community forever, you know that when I was in my 20s, I really had a lot of very, very substantial digestive issues. I could eat a peanut and my stomach would explode like I was 9 months pregnant. There was a time I didn't have a bowel movement for 15 days. 15 days. I was miserable. It is the worst feeling in the world, and I don't wish it upon anyone. Constipation has been a frequent conversation for me. Gas and bloating for years were terrible. And I sit before you now with my cup of PG tips. I would say scoring about a 9 out of a 10 in terms of digestive health. If I follow the protocols and some of the things that I'm going to share with you today, I've got textbook perfect digestion. I'm regular every single day with very little help other than magnesium. And as long as I eat according to what I know is right for my digestion, I almost never have bloating or gas anymore. I mean, it's rare that I get gassy. So, we're talking about digestion today, and there are no holds barred. I'm going to be open and honest with you, going where a lot of people may not necessarily go. I am perfectly happy to talk about bathroom habits and regularity and gas and bloating and all of those things, because those are the feedback mechanisms to tell you if what you're eating is working or not. Now, digestion has a lot to do with what and how you're eating. A lot. Past history, earlier years of life, and how you treated your nutrition and your body impact the health of your digestive system now. So sometimes if you are facing digestive issues now, whatever age you are, it could be the result of things that happened earlier in your life. Now, that all being said, the 5 tips that I'm going to share with you today help anyway. Ultimately, we want to get to the root cause of your digestive issues. Removing some of the problems in your diet is a great way to let your digestive system and just your overall gut heal on its own. And so, a lot of what I'm going to be talking about is shifting the foods that you're eating, adding, subtracting certain foods so that your digestive system isn't irritated. Leaky gut and gut issues are on the rise. It's really pretty incredible when I look at the research to see how many women and people in general are dealing with leaky gut, gut dysbiosis, any kind of gut biome issues. It's so common. So even if you don't have overt digestive issues right now, these tips are going to help you optimize digestion and elimination so that you can feel better, so that you have more energy, so that you're more regular. And oh, by the way, being regular is one of the most important aspects of your overall health and well-being. If you are not eliminating properly, your body is not ridding itself of toxins, dangerous chemicals, things that you should not have in your body. That's what our elimination and detoxification system is about. So it's absolutely critical that you are as regular as possible and that there is also a consistency in terms of your digestion and elimination. So welcome if you're here with me live. Please say hello. Are you having a cup of tea, coffee, water, herbal beverage? What are you having? I'm having PG Tips, super strong with a little teeny tiny bit of maple syrup. You know, it's my go-to. I have not been doing a lot of green tea lately, mostly because the way that I brew my green tea is the long, slow method. I use loose leaf tea, and it's a bit more of a hassle. And I've just been a little bit lazy lately. So I've been defaulting to oat milk lattes and PG Tips for like the past month or so, or even longer. And so here we are. Hi, guys. Jane, how are you? I'm so glad that you are here. Heidi, I hear you. Lois, hello. Lois is having jasmine tea today. Is it Herney and Sons? What are you having? Let's see here. Rebecca says, I did until I started taking magnesium hydration daily. Rebecca, I'm curious what magnesium hydration is. Is that a product? Is that a therapy? I'm not familiar. Do share. Lois, Harney and Sons, jasmine tea. I've got some in Pennsylvania in the kitchen. Absolutely and love the Harney and Sons, as you guys know. Hello, everybody. How are you? If you're with me live, please say hello. Listen, hey, if you've stumbled upon me on YouTube or on my blog and you're new to my community, welcome. I'm Holly Perkins. I help you use strength training and intentional nutrition to create the body that you need to keep up with the life that you love. And I do that through a variety of coaching programs, group coaching programs, services, free information. And this is one of my favorite forums that I offer every single week. I do a live video on Tuesdays on Facebook that then gets posted over on YouTube and onto my blog. So welcome, welcome. It's so nice to meet you. Make sure you come on over to hollyperkins.com. And if you hit the /macros, you're going to be able to download my foundational guide that teaches you a lot of my methodology that I teach my clients so that you can reduce hunger, eliminate cravings, improve digestion, boost energy. It is the one only best approach to nutrition. And I can say that so 100% confidently because I have watched it year after year after year change lives. So as I said at the beginning of this, some of my nutrition methodologies are a little controversial. They might raise an eyebrow. You might be surprised to hear some of these things, but I can tell you the more you're suffering, the less business you got criticizing and wondering. So if you're struggling, if you're suffering, please set aside the skepticism and try out these 5 things I'm going to share with you in a moment. Give it about 3 to 4 weeks and then send me an email and tell me how I just changed your life, because I promise you, no matter what situation you are in, if you have digestive issues and you apply the 5 tips that I'm going to share with you today, I can nearly promise, I can almost guarantee that you're going to see an improvement in any symptoms or complaints that you have. These 5 things are essential. They're going to absolutely help you relieve any digestive issues. Let's jump in. 5 ways to relieve digestive issues. Number 1, you've got to start eating consistently. Eating consistently is so absolutely important. If you are erratic in your eating, why would you expect your digestive health to be happy? If you're erratic in your habits, why would you think you should have consistent digestion and elimination? The human body loves consistency. The more consistent you are with your habits, your sleep, your hydration, your workouts, your stress relief, the kinds of foods that you're eating, the time of day that you're eating, all of your habits, the more consistent you are, the more consistent your health will be. You got no business being erratic in your lifestyle if you're complaining about something in your health every single day. You've got to get consistent. So, what does consistent mean when it comes to nutrition? Number 1, it's absolutely essential that you are eating proper meals throughout the day. I have found that 3 proper meals are the bare minimum. Some people do well with 6 smaller meals, but if you're eating 6 smaller meals, they have to be 6 structured, conscientious meals per day. I find for most people, it's easier to just have 3 proper, well constructed, well thought out meals. Your body needs that for blood sugar regulation. Your digestive system needs it to have a larger, what we call bolus. A bolus is once you put food into your body and it gets compacted through your digestive system, we call it a bolus. And once you get a larger meal moving through your digestive system is able to do what it's designed to do. It's absolutely critical that you get consistent with your meals. If you're skipping breakfast one day and then having a donut one day and then intermittent fasting until 1, and then the next day you're having a big, huge Sunday brunch, and then the next day you have an apple, and then the day after that, if you are consistent and all over the place, your digestion is going to follow suit. I'm a fan of 3 proper meals per day. Depending on the length of your day, you may also have to work in a snack or 2. You want to space your meals out at least 3 hours, but I am not a fan of going longer than 4 to 5 hours without a meal or a snack. So if there's more than 4 to 5 hours between your lunch and your dinner, you got to put a snack in. Now, the only consideration there is I'm not talking about sleeping hours. If you have digestive issues and you're eating consistently, it can also be very helpful to do a modified intermittent fasting cycle where you give your digestive system a full 12 hours without any food going in before breakfast. So, one of my first go to suggestions around eating consistently is to finish your dinner, finish your last meal of the day 12 hours prior to when you have the first meal of the day. This is a great place to start if you are having digestive issues because it allows your digestive system to rest and replenish. And it also gives your liver plenty of time to detoxify. And the liver is very connected to digestive health. So, number 1, eating consistently. It also means narrowing down the actual foods that you're eating. So rather than eating a massive variety of different foods, while you are troubleshooting digestive issues, I'm a huge fan of narrowing down the foods that you're eating. Because if you narrow it down to, let's say, 30 foods, and you mix and match and juggle these 30 foods, you're going to start to be able to see correlation between when I eat eggs for breakfast, I'm gassy at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Or when I eat a big, huge salad at lunch, I have a stomach ache at 3:30 in the afternoon. You're going to start to see trends and patterns in your nutrition if you narrow down the foods that you're eating. So if you're constantly eating new and different and unusual foods, there is a benefit to that, but I really only find that's helpful when people have great nutrition. Food variety is helpful because then you get nutrient variety and you get exposed to a lot of different vitamins, minerals, and compounds and etc. But when you're trying to figure out your digestive issues, narrow down the foods that you eat on a regular basis until you can get some feedback. Then, with consistency, make sure that you're not under eating and then overeating. A very common pattern I see with my clients is that they skip a meal, then they get so hungry that they overeat at dinner. And when you overeat and you're just getting too much food into your system, that can really cause an imbalance within your system. It destabilizes blood sugar. You take your digestive system from having nothing in it to all of a sudden having 7 or 8 or 900 calories of food in one eating. So you also have to get consistent in the size of your meals and the amount of calories that you're eating at each meal. Number 2, 5 ways to relieve digestive issues. Number 2, this is a big one. And I don't talk about this one a lot, but if you've been in my community and you are one of my regular fans here, you've heard me say this. When you eat vegetables, while you are trying to relieve any digestive issues, it's super helpful to focus on gently cooked vegetables. Raw vegetables are incredibly complex, very hard to digest, and very hard on your digestive system if you're someone who has digestive issues. If you don't have digestive issues, there is a value in some raw vegetables. Now, I personally think no one should be eating raw broccoli or raw Brussels sprouts or raw kale. I personally, from experience, believe that they are too hard to digest in their raw form. If you've blended them down, maybe. But even then, still, the compound of a raw vegetable versus a cooked vegetable is very different. Gentle cooking in the form of steaming or brief sauteing starts to change the chemical compound and the nutrition in vegetables, and it makes it so much more digestible. So if you've got digestive issues, you got no business eating a raw broccoli, Brussels sprout, kale salad every day for lunch. As healthy as you think it is such a hard thing for your digestive system. Try it out. Make the switch. You're going to be blown away by how much better you feel when you start incorporating gently cooked, lightly steamed, lightly sauteed vegetables. It makes a big difference. Now, in particular, there are 2 vegetables I find extra helpful for digestive health, and in particular, if you have bloating or constipation issues. Number 1, steamed kale can be very helpful if you are irregular and if you struggle with constipation. If you're someone who knows that you're sensitive to goitrogens, if you have thyroid issues or autoimmune issues, you might struggle with eating goitrogenic vegetables. Kale is one of them, Brussels sprouts, broccoli. Those are your big ones. If you have trouble with goitrogenic vegetables, you might want to avoid the kale. And this is why I think steamed Swiss chard is the most magical food out there. There are 2 foods that I think are medicinal, perfect foods. You want to know what they are? Steamed Swiss chard and venison. It's true. Those to me are the 2 miracle perfect foods for nearly everyone. believe it or not. We're not going to talk about venison and why that is because that's a complicated subject. But if you struggle with constipation, I recommend alternating steamed kale and steamed Swiss chard, a nice big pile of it at a meal every other day. Kale one day, Swiss chard. It could be Swiss chard, green chard, rainbow chard, red chard, any of the chards. Green chard, Swiss chard, rainbow chard, red chard, any of them steamed every other day, opposite to steamed kale. You do that consistently along with the other 5 tips that I'm going to give you today. You're going to notice a big difference. If you're popping in live, hello, welcome. I'm Holly, and this is Hot Tea with Holly, and my hot tea is now more lukewarm. If you're with me live and you have any questions, go ahead and pop them in now, and I will come back and check in with your comments in just a minute. But for now, I want to go on to the third way to relieve digestive issues. Number 3, and this is one of them that I get some pushback on. Let me give you a disclaimer. If you're suffering from any digestive issues, constipation, irregularity, bloating, gas, stomach pain, stomach aches, gurgly stomach, any of those things, you got no business being skeptical, because what I'm going to offer you in a moment will not harm you in any way, especially as you use this as an experiment to see if it improves your symptoms. Oh, by the way, in my experience, 9 times out of 10, these things will help. Number 1, consider eliminating gluten, eggs, and or dairy. Those are the big 3 that really cause a lot of digestive inflammation and problems in the digestive tract. You don't have to do all 3 at once. You could start with one of them. I'm going to give you some more specific information here in a moment. Gluten, eggs, and or dairy. Those are the big 3 that you want to consider eliminating. You can do them one by one. You could do them all 3 if you want to. And you've got to give it about a month of eliminating any one of these to really start to see if it improves your system. It's a really good idea to start with one of them. So eliminate one for a month, see how you feel. Add another, eliminate it for a month, see how you feel. Add the third. These 3 in particular tend to be particularly inflammatory in the human body for a lot of people, not everyone, of course. But if you've got digestive issues, these are the 3 that you want to start to look at. Now, I'm going to go into that territory that's a bit more controversial, and I'm going to give you some information regarding blood type eating. I personally do feel that there are some overarching broad strokes rules, if you will, that you could follow so that you can eat according to your blood type. Number 1, if you are an A blood type, consider eliminating dairy and eggs first. Those are the big ones for A blood types, dairy and eggs. If you are a B blood type, you want to consider first eliminating chicken and corn. Start with that. See how you feel after about a month to 6 weeks. Then you could move on to the gluten, eggs, and or dairy. AB blood type, chicken, corn, beef. Consider reducing or eliminating those 3. Now listen up. I realize you might be sitting there saying, chicken's a perfect food. It's a lean protein. Every health blog tells me to eat grilled chicken. I hear you, and I'm not here to talk about the specifics of eating according to your blood type. But as I said at the top of this live feed, these are the basic tenets. Will you close the door? These are the basic tenets that I have found to be particularly helpful when it comes to remedying a lot of digestive issues. If you're an O blood type, start with dairy and wheat. Eliminate dairy and wheat, give that about a month, see how you feel, and then you can move on to eggs and other gluten including products. So gluten in general isn't just in wheat, it's in other products as well. But for O blood types in particular, wheat seems to be the biggest issue, maybe necessarily more so than just the gluten that's in wheat. The fourth thing that you can do to relieve digestive issues Drink 50 to 100 ounces of pure water each day. Water is really important to keep you hydrated, to remove toxins, to improve the digestion and elimination process. And I'm astounded when people come to me complaining of certain health issues and they're not drinking any water, or they're not just drinking enough. Listen, I get it. It's a chore to drink water for some of us. Some of us don't like drinking water. I hear you. I'm going to get a little tough on you. Grow up. You are an adult. You need to be drinking water. I don't want to hear the excuse of, but I don't like drinking water. I don't like eating vegetables every single day. But these are the things that we have to do to really keep our physical body healthy so that you can age gracefully and live a longer, happier life. So if you're one of those people who's like, but I don't like water, I encourage you to really check yourself, because what do you dislike more, water or being constipated? What do you dislike more, drinking water or coming down with some kind of chronic disease state in the future? Which one's more of a hassle, and which one's going to be easier to remedy today in this moment? So I encourage you to let go of that excuse that you just don't like to drink water. A lot of people don't like to brush their teeth. Some people don't like to shower. I don't like to sleep, right? It's like there are things that we have to do to take care of our physical body, and you are a grown up. Take care of the body that you have been gifted. Number 5 of the 5 ways to relieve digestive issues, if you're struggling, is to consider supplements. So I do find supplements can be helpful depending on where you are in your journey. The first supplement you want to consider are digestive enzymes. There are a lot of digestive enzymes on the market. I'm not going to recommend which ones I recommend, because that is information I reserve for the women in my communities and my private coaching clients. But I do consider you doing your own research or going to your trusted health provider to determine which digestive enzyme you should be using. But this is a great place to start. And this is what I did probably for about 10 to 15 years in my 20s in my 20 and 30s, when I was trying to figure out all of my own digestive issues. Digestive enzymes were one of the things that helped the most. And number 2, the second thing was to start adding a daily probiotic. I started taking probiotics in my 20s, and I've taken them almost every single day for the past 30 years. I'll go through phases where I don't take them and then I come back, because I think after all these years of taking probiotics, it's also helpful to go on and go off. But probiotics are one of the best things that you can do for your digestive health, outside of going to work with a digestive health specialist. Now, if you go to work, if you have severe digestive issues, it's not a bad idea to start working with a digestive health specialist, because then they're going to be able to actually test your gut flora and bacteria to determine which probiotics do you actually need, which ones are right for you. Outside of doing that, I think it's a really good idea to just add in a daily probiotic, or even every other day. And the one recommendation I do make to my clients is start with one brand, use it up, go to another brand, use it up, go to another brand, and cycle through 3 or 4 different trusted brands so that you make sure that you're getting exposed to different organisms. When it comes to probiotics, I would recommend getting something that's at least 30 billion CFU. CFU is the measurement of the live cultures that are in the pill. There are a few brands that I absolutely love, but once again, I'm not going to make those recommendations here. I reserve that for the women in my community, my coaching programs, and my private clients. You can do your own research. You can even just get on the Amazon and see which ones are popular and highly rated. Welcome. If you're just jumping in live, I hope you will say hello. Who is here today? Questions and comments. We are talking about 5 ways to relieve digestive issues. And I know this has been a lot of information, but I'm going to say it again. If you are with me and you're watching this right now and you have digestive issues, I encourage you to check yourself, ask yourself, did any one of these suggestions cause you to go, that's stupid, or I'm not going to do that, or I don't know about that. I don't know. Am I really going to stop eating chicken? If you have had an inner dialogue that's skeptical or questioning of these suggestions, I encourage you to take a real hard look at these ideas and just see if you're willing to experiment. I'm not recommending anything that could ever harm anyone. If you took 4 weeks and eliminated chicken, that's not going to harm you. That doesn't mean you can't eat other lean proteins. If you took 4 weeks or 6 weeks or 2 months and you stopped eating dairy, and you determine that it's not helpful for you, you can add the dairy back in. No one is going to develop a chronic disease state by removing dairy for 8 weeks, right? Anything that I'm recommending here is really just a way for you to experiment through process of addition or elimination to see if it improves your digestive health. Once again, every person is unique. I am not a medical doctor. Do not substitute my advice for what your trusted medical professional suggests. And I can say I'm highly credentialed, highly experienced, and a bona fide expert in my field. And these things that I'm recommending have been unbelievably effective for my clients and the women inside of my coaching programs. So if you are at wit's end, if you are thoroughly frustrated and you don't even know where to begin, these 5 things can really make a big difference. If it feels overwhelming to you, start with just one of them. Start with water. Start with steaming your vegetables. Start with eliminating chicken if you're a B blood type. Consider reducing your dairy or eliminating it altogether. Trust me, I know that some of these suggestions I'm making are not easy. And once you develop the habit around some of these additions or eliminations, it just becomes a lifestyle. For the most part, I follow, let me look at these. Every single one of these suggestions I just made for you, I follow. Now, I don't have to take digestive enzymes anymore because my digestion is better. I do eat some raw vegetables because my digestion is better. But there were times in my life where I followed every single one of these to a T, and my digestion and elimination couldn't have been better. I was the textbook example of healthy digestion. Questions and comments. Who's here with me? Who's here? Who's here? Let's see here. Heidi, I don't understand why I could eat certain foods like steamed broccoli, for example. No problem, but now it wrecks me. Let's talk about that. Heidi, wonderful, wonderful question. And in fact, there's going to be I think there's an email coming out on this topic. I can't remember. I just wrote a piece of content recently to talk about this issue. This is something I hear a lot. I hear this all the time where people say, what did I write this on? It's in an upcoming email, I think maybe next week. What you have to understand is that when you were younger and in previous years, you could eat certain foods. And if you can't now, it's simply because your body is different now. So let's say, for example, Heidi, you always ate broccoli. It's entirely possible that after 40 or 50 years of eating broccoli, eventually your digestive system gets irritated by that food because you've been eating it for 40 to 50 years. This is called a food intolerance. And so if you take a food that's mildly irritating to your digestive system and you do it every single day for 40 to 50 years, there's an accumulation of irritation in the digestive system. This is why dairy, corn, wheat are so problematic for people, because a lot of us in America have been eating them every single day since we were a baby, especially dairy since we were a baby. So if it's mildly irritating and you do it year after year after year after year after year, all of that irritation builds up. The second reason is hormonally after 40, we change. As estrogen goes down, estrogen is anti-inflammatory. So if your estrogen goes down, you are not able to fight off inflammation like you were in younger years when you had more estrogen. Those are the 2 main reasons that I see for why people's dietary needs change over time. Nadia, I'm drinking rooibos tea with lemon. Good choice. Rebecca, oh, okay, magnesium hydroxide. Gotcha. I was like, what's magnesium hydration? Magnesium, in general, magnesium supplements are a great one to consider if you are on the side of irregularity. I take magnesium almost every single day, and it really helps me to stay regular so that I don't have to be as strict with my diet. Hortensia is having kombucha today. Got it. Rebecca, I love these suggestions. I do not eat regularly, but expect my body to eliminate regularly. That is now changing. Thank you. Thank you for that. Right, Rebecca? You guys, it's true. It's like, how can you expect to be regular in your energy, your digestion, and your elimination if your eating habits and your lifestyle habits are not regular. That is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I will be here next week. And oh, by the way, the totally free 3-day Learn to Eat challenge is coming. I know that I have been teasing it for a very long time. I promise you it's on the precipice. Please stay tuned, because if you struggle with nutrition, knowing how to eat, knowing what to eat, my free 3-day Learn to Eat challenge is going to clear up a lot for you. This is one of the best things that I offer to the world. It's totally free, and make sure that you are there. Come on over to hollyperkins.com/workshop. And you can sign up to make sure that you're on the list to get the information as it comes closer. Until then, have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.